How smooth is your chat? Girls want a guy who can sweet talk them into submission some of the time. Women love it when a guy can not just walk the walk, but he can also talk the talk as well. There is something incredibly sexy about a man who can sweet talk a lady. And it's a bit of a secret tool in the dating game, and it's very much underutilized by so many guys. If you want to stand out, it is worth learning how ladies want you to sweet talk them, which is why that is the topic of today's video. If you want to know more, you know what to do. Like and subscribe. Eye contact. Okay, so admittedly, this is less talking and kind of more doing. However, eye contact is important when it comes to delivering that sweet talk. You can say every nice word in the dictionary, but if you're not actually looking at her, she's going to wonder who on earth you are talking to. Because when you are speaking to her, if you maintain that eye contact very strong, you're not looking away too often, she knows you are really speaking to her and that you're really taking notice of her. If she is standing on the opposite side of the room, catch her glances that she knows you are only looking at her. Half of the delivery of your sweet talk is in how you present yourself, so remember to use those eyes. Pickup lines, they are not sweet talk. I'm not sure who exactly created pickup lines. It definitely was not a lady. For years and years, it's been something that guys seem to think is okay to do. It's creepy. Some pickup lines are funny, but they really do belong in comedy sketches as opposed to on dates and in that dating culture. They are cheesy, often sexist, and girls will run a mile whenever they hear one. So leave any pickup lines you have at home and instead just focus on talking sweetly. When you first meet a lady, instead of planting a one-liner on her, ask her what her name is. Opt for the conversation with something interesting that you have learnt recently or something that you've noticed about her. Now this will be more memorable to her and will give you a much better chance with her. Wait for the right moment. Sweet talking a girl is a mix of having interesting conversations but also being a little bit flirty too. Because when flirting is involved, you need to be waiting for that right moment, otherwise it can come across a little bit creepy. A girl does not want to be sweet talked in front of her parents or while she's at the gym. She wants it to be a very quiet, intimate moment. For example, while you guys are on a date at the beach, in a restaurant, maybe you're alone at the bar together, these are the moments where sweet talking is perfect, and it's the times where she will actually remember. She's going to feel relaxed and enjoying herself, and in this environment, anything you say will sound sweet. Always be respectful. Sweet talking is not an excuse to talk dirty. Sorry guys if you thought that. She wants a guy to be sweet to her and to speak to her nicely with just a hint of flirting, not someone who is trying to convince her to jump into bed. It's all about balance when it comes to sweet talking, and you need to remember to always be respectful by not speaking to her when she does not want to be spoken to, not being crass, and by giving her the opportunity to speak as well. Basically, remember that although this is your chance to make a fantastic impression on her, if she does not seem keen, then please save that sweet talk for another time. Ask her questions. You may have a sweet talking speech planned, but the truth is, it's better just to keep it simple. She doesn't want you to speak to her in prepared lines. She wants you to be spontaneous and open with her. You need to ask her questions about herself. You can start with the standard questions like what do you do for a living, and then jump into what her passions in life are. When people are asked about themselves and indeed all about their passions and their hobbies and their pets, you can actually see them light up and become more animated. And women absolutely love it when guys take that interest in them and ask them lots of thoughtful questions. This will all help to create a certain spark in the air, which gives you that chance to really turn the flirting up. Observe her. When you first meet a lady, take her all in. Try and remember what she looks like, what her hair is like, and what she is wearing. Taking note of these things means that the next time you see her, you will notice if she has changed her look slightly. Girls really do love it when guys notice these types of things because it makes them feel as though they really do care and do see them for who they are. Men are not the most observant of people, so by doing this, you are going to stand out from the crowd of everyone else that she might be talking to. And remember to also observe her while she is talking and to remember what she's actually saying so that you can, on later dates, ask her how that event was at the weekend. Girls love it when you are able to remember those finer details. Compliment her. Who does not like a compliment? A surefire way to sweet talk her is to give her those compliments. You could say something about the new dress she bought or how lovely her eyes look tonight. Try to also compliment her personality by saying something like, "You are so funny and unique, I love it." Girls really love it when guys compliment them, and to them, this is the highest form of sweet talking possible. Be confident when talking to her. It can be hard to be confident when you are talking to a girl, especially when you really like the girl and she is high value. It's only right to be a little nervous. I mean, you want to win her, right? However, when you look nervous and speak like you are feeling nervous, it really does put girls off. You can be nervous on the inside, but you have to try and not let that show on the exterior. You need to be confident, hold your head up high and put your shoulders back. Speak with a loud, deep voice, but don't yell. Never speak over a lady, but take charge of that conversation and show her how you can show those leadership qualities. Ladies love it when a man is not simply silent, but also when he respects her enough to ask her questions. Again, it's all about that balance. Ask about her family and her friends. It's important that you don't only talk about yourself when you are sweet talking. Asking someone about their friends and family shows that you really care. This is maybe not something to bring up as soon as you meet someone, but you can do it on the second, maybe the third date. You should ask her about her family, her friends, extended friends. Does she have any brothers, sisters? Where does her family live? And of course, you can ask about anyone else that was considered an important person because not everyone has great relationships with their family. You can be a little flirty with this question and ask if they know she is on a date and what she thinks they would think of you. This opens that door a little bit and shows her that you like her and would hope to meet her friends or her family one day. It's a topic that can get her chatting, but it also shows her that you are sweet enough to care. If you are stuck, ask her these questions. I get it, you've learned everything about how to sweet talk, you understand what you need to do, and have even practiced in front of the mirror. Maybe you turn up to the date and as soon as you see her, you forget everything. You're probably going to start to panic, but you don't need to. If you can't think of anything sweet to say, you can ask her some simple questions that can get the conversation flowing. You could ask her what her dream job was as a child. Now, depending on that answer, you could say, "I think you would have been great at that job," or ask her why she wanted that job. And the conversation is naturally going to flow from there. You could also ask her what she is most frightened of. This is going to build a little bit of intimacy and trust between you both because she can actually open up. It could be an irrational fear that she has. It could be something very, very small. Whatever it is going to build that bond. And last but not least, you could ask her what she likes most about you. It's a cheeky, flirty question. It's a little bit risky, but then you're able to observe if she blushes while she answers, which means she does like you. And it lets you both flirt backwards and forwards with each other. Now remember that the key to sweet talking is to balance those interesting conversations with a little bit of flirting. And if you get that right, well, you can't go wrong. If you think I missed something from today's video, let me know down in the comments. Give me a huge thumbs up and consider subscribing to make my day. But if you want to get your name rolling up next to my face, like these amazing people's names here, then all you have to do is click the link in the description bar below to find out a little bit more. Have an amazing day. See you soon.